of the Global Advisory Community for ICTIEE 2027. We hope to have this maybe once every 3 months get together and get some advice and some updates from this group. So I'll just go through this and then we'll stop sharing the screen and introduce ourselves and address some of the key issues that we want to address today. Quick comment that it's amazing that this is our 14th conference, 1-4. We have done 13 of them. This is the 14th time we're doing this. And in fact, ICTIEE has been in existence for 18 years. So we have started the conference in the 5th year of our existence, and it's amazing. On transformations in engineering education. Now, the title itself, ICTIEE, cannot be modified, but some discussion is happening about the emphasis of ICTIEE on not just engineering education, but broadening it to all aspects of education. So that could be a good point of discussion as we think about this conference coming up. Okay, we had a meeting. We had a call for proposals from various institutions, and the one that we settled on is the St. Gitt's College of Engineering. Is in Kottayam, Kerala. It's way down southern part of India. For those who might not be familiar, but extremely beautiful place. Okay, so I highly recommend people coming to that location, enjoying the backwaters on the near the ocean. Fantastic, amazing place. And the dates are 7th, 8th, and 9th for ICTIEE, and then the IASF will be on 8th and 9th. It starts a little later, but it will be 8th and 9th at the same location, in the student forum. Okay, so that is the background there. The theme has to be kind of decided, and so let me give you a little bit of my own thinking on this, and then we can talk about questions for possible speakers. The website just got started. Some brochures are being prepared, and a call for papers is the most important thing that needs to go out very early. Gives a chance for faculty to get ready and submit papers. Okay, any other thing that we might want to discuss. So I left it open-ended with just a few big items, but then maybe one of you a chance to interact and give us your thoughts on where we should be going. In this 14th conference after so many years of working on this transformation. Keep in mind that nobody wants to change. Okay, very few people want to change. So the theme itself, transformation, is a very challenging topic. Transforming a system. So it's transforming individuals, transforming departments, transforming institutions, all the ecosystem. That is not easy to do, and all of us who have been struggling with that over the past 20 years know that it's so process. But that is so engineering versus
no, Krishna. One quick comment.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's me alone. A few times your voice becomes mumbled. I don't know if it's others are feeling the same thing, but I get that. I don't know if it's my problem or others.
I think it is partly my problem because I know people have commented on that, but I'm hoping somehow the message gets through. in those times.
No problem.
Thank you so much. Yeah, great. So the one discussion that we need to have is we have already made some move towards just narrowly focusing on engineering education. So our signature program, which is the ICTIEE International Educator Certification Program, is no longer the International Engineering Educators Program. Okay, now many of our institutions are 40-50 institutions. Many of them are universities, and they're finding that whatever we're talking about in transformation is very much applicable to management and liberal arts and sciences also. And so they're having their faculty also involved. And so because of that, we have our certification program is also broadened to not just include engineering. So we removed the word engineering from our certification program, and we call it the International Educator Certification Program. And so that is something we need to talk about as we think about the theme for the conference, particularly because the location, Kottayam, is surrounded by large numbers of non-engineering, small and large institutions. Okay, so that is one important point. Then the other thing is that as we discuss the theme, we have many things that we can be talking about. And definitely in the last 2-3 years, we have had major changes because of the introduction of AI. So a lot of changes in all the campuses, all of education. But at the same time, I get concerned that while we worry about how to use AI, we forget about the basic pedagogy that we should be thinking about, teaching and learning pedagogy. Somehow faculty think that maybe with AI, they can get around having to focus on pedagogy. So I put that out there as focus on pedagogy of student-centric teaching and learning in higher education as a possible thing to talk about in terms of the theme. And then we can talk about speakers and websites, so on. So I'm going to stop there. Maybe a few more people might have joined, but I just wanted to set the stage and have some discussion here, okay? So while I was there, Michael Milligan has joined. Hi, Michael, how are you?
Very happy to be with you. Thanks for asking.
Great. Thanks for joining. So we have, let's just do a quick round of introductions. Let's say that Anil, start in my screen. Anil, you're the topmost on the left. So Anil, can start. Go ahead. Just brief introduction.
Yeah. So you want us to introduce ourselves, or?
Yeah. Just your name, place, and so on. That's all.
Yeah. I'm Anil Kulkarni. I've been at Penn State for the last 47 years, but I'm retiring in 2 months.
So, right. And you've been active with IUC almost from the beginning, right?
Yes, from the beginning. Yeah.
Okay. Next, Raj.
And later, if you have some time, I have some suggestions about.
No. We'll come to it. Right now, we're just going round up. Say hi. That's all. Okay. We'll have comments. We just want to quickly get to everybody so we don't ignore anybody. So next, Raju, and then Hans.
Yeah, I'm Raju Dandu, faculty in Mechanical Engineering Technology, Kansas State University, Salina.
Okay, Hans, and then Prakash.
I'm Hans Hoyer, who is the Executive Secretary of the ICTIEE International Federation of Engineering Education Societies and the Global Engineering Deans Council, and I also represent George Mason University, which has a deep commitment also to work with Indian partners, which is another conversation I want to link to this conference. Thank you, Krishna.
Okay, we have Prakash and then Michael.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. This is Prakash, working as instructional system scientist now at IIT Roper and with IUC since last more than 10 years now. Thank you.
Yeah, Michael and Rajan.
Yeah, hey everyone, Michael Milligan here from ABET.
Okay, Rajan and then Subha.
Subramaniam Rajan from Arizona State University. I'm not going to compete with you, Anil, but I've just completed 43 years at ASU.
Oh, wow. Okay. But no retirement in the horizon. No retirement in the horizon.
Who knows?
Who knows? Okay. Shubha and then Suchitra.
I'm Shubha Pandit. I was principal of engineering college in Mumbai, and I've been associated with the IUCE for more than 10 years now.
Okay. And Suchitra and then AJK.
Hi, my name is Suchitra Tyagarajan. I work with the company called Multicore, where we work with lots of engineering colleges and we recruit students. And so we also have an R&D set up in many of these engineering colleges. So that is my interest.
Okay, AJK and then Jayant.
I go by AGK. Those are my initials. My name is Karunakaran, but if you call me that, you may not get a response. Having said that, I've been associated with IUCE now for 12 years. Time has passed so much, so it's a pleasure to get to continue to work on this engagement here. Yeah, thank you.
Jayant and then Piyush.
Thank you, Krishna. I'm Jayant Sathe. I live in United States and I'm a retiree from Procter & Gamble, lifetime. And I've been associated with IUCE since 2016. Wasn't aware of it before. Thank you.
Okay, Piyush and then Vasant.
Piyush, you are muted. Piyush, you are muted.
Sorry about that. Good evening, good morning. My name is Piyush and I'm joining you from Indore, India. I have worked largely in industry and that too in R&D. Thank you.
Okay, then
Hello.
Vasant and then
Yeah.
Bill, yeah, go ahead, Pratham.
I'm Vasant Marathe. I come from industry background. I've also retired from my own business and now doing some volunteering for ICTIEE for last 5-7 years.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, then we have Bill and then Keith and Amit.
I'm Bill Oakes. I'm the Associate Dean for Undergraduate Education at Purdue University. Been involved with ICTIEE since the first round of faculty workshops and
Okay, Keith and then Amit.
Keith Fernandez, St. Joseph Engineering College. I've been
Okay.
with IUC for past 10 years. Yeah, thank you.
Amit.
Yeah, hello everyone. This is Amit Nathigra from RK University, Gujarat, and I've been associated with IUC for almost 15 years now. Thank you, sir.
All right, so let's get to the discussion now, and people can just, if they want, raise their hand or unmute themselves and chat, and we'll keep this informal. I've made a few comments in the beginning in general, and people want to, raise their hands and talk. I think Anil, you wanted to start something, right? You can go ahead.
Okay.
Krishna, okay, can I go or you want me to raise my hand?
Please.
Go ahead,
yeah, okay, so
go ahead, Michael.
Yeah, okay, two things that caught my attention. I do think you should expand it beyond engineering because I think it's making it's important to get people together. As a matter of fact, that would be a topic I'd like to talk about. We just finished up our symposium 2 weeks ago, and it was all about partnerships because, again, looking at sustainable development goals, 17 is all about partnerships. To me, that's the most important because in many ways, that's the only way to, work together to get farther. So I think the partnership one is good. So I would support getting other involved besides engineering because it affects all education. And then the other one was what's the other comment I was going to make?
Pedagogy, teaching and learning pedagogy.
Yeah, I just got back from an EduCon conference in Cairo, and I can't believe what's going on with AI, and that we had students, PhD students presenting on works and so forth. And it's just the pedagogy is important, but I'm telling you, this AI is a monster, and it's taken over faster than I even thought. I just see so much. We know this, we read about it, but it's just when you hear about what's happening in the classroom and so forth, it's incredible. So the pedagogy's got to be there, and where does AI fit into all that? And I think that's going to be important.
Are we going to lose track of pedagogy because AI is going to drown us?
I don't know, but it's taken over. I'm telling you, it's dominating everything. I don't know what you guys see, but it's.
But maybe perhaps somebody should stand up for pedagogy and make sure that.
Well, that's my point. But that's my point.
Pedagogy.
That's my point, Krishna. Though I think we need to because it's otherwise the discussions get derailed really fast. They had this contest for students, coding contest. You know what the contest was? Come up with the best design and not have to code at all. Students don't code at all. Okay, they get all this stuff, and then so there you go. I'm just amazed. I am.
But I take it
anyway.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say it does open doors for the active pedagogy. Because
exactly.
Those rote things and whatever it is, how you get the students to understand in some of those. So
Yeah. Are we in danger of being drowned by AI? That's my question.
I think but what Bill says is how do we integrate it? How do we use it? How do we all that stuff.
Mike, there are a lot of colleges.
Yeah.
Krishna, there are a lot of colleges in the US that are on the brink of bankruptcy. And the same situation probably is there even in India. And for a variety of reasons, AI being just one contributor. So I think our existence itself is in big question. So we need to find a way of pushing back and not forget the fundamentals and the knowledge. And you know me very well. I'm not a big fan of AI. I think it's a lot of baloney. And we need to push back and bring out all the hidden truth that is behind this AI wave. And the future is at stake in that sense.
Okay.
All
right. Let's keep the heat going.
Can you put your slide? Hey, Krishna, could you share your there was something else I wanted to mention. I can't remember. Could you put your slide back up, the one you had about your outline for the meeting?
Yeah.
Seems to me there was something I wanted to mention that
Yeah. Which part?
Yeah, maybe not. Just could you slide down? I'm sorry, everybody. Could you just scroll down a little bit, Krishna? That was talking about possible speakers. Yeah.
Possible speakers.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's okay. Maybe I had another thought. It was just ancillary. It's okay. It'll come back.
Yeah. Okay. One of the while the up here, one of the things that we were also thinking about is in the call for papers. Again, there is a AI is dominating, and so Keith and his team has a huge problem. Keith and Prakash have been reviewing papers, and they enormous amount of AI drops into the papers that are submitted as research papers, and it's become very difficult to pick out the right good ones from that. And also at the same time, while we're talking about research and education, we also have to think about the practice of engineering education, which sometimes the best teachers don't really publish in research papers. And so we have to keep that in mind, because the people who focus on pedagogy and teaching don't really want to go into the research publications area. So again, I'm just going to stop sharing and see get others to talk. Yeah. Anil, go ahead.
Yeah, just about an hour ago, I read an article. There's an article in today's New York Times about how Silicon Valley is getting ready or bracing for a permanent underclass, as they call it, and that is being permanent underclass. Yeah, in this business, irrespective of whether AI is on hoax or not, this is what is happening now, and basically we want our graduates, of course, not belong to the permanent underclass. It kind of reminds me of the old colonization days, but this is a different type of it, economic colonization. It's going to be there in every country. So the idea is that what will happen, right, to the students. So one other place I was looking at, they were talking about the so-called 2-year cliff and the death of introductory courses. That is, what's going to happen is that within a year or two, students will come to class pretty much trained in using AI and having AI around. So it is not whether we teach AI to the students or not. They'll be already there. They will already have that the capabilities. So we as teachers should turn around this pedagogy in such a way that they learn more. So it's an interesting concept, and I thought somehow we should weave it to the conference theme.
Sure. Farm, you have your hand up?
Yes, I have a couple of comments very briefly. Number one, I would love to see some students in this committee. This is a whole different generation per se, and the age difference and reality difference is fundamental. And too many of my friends and colleagues in all continents don't seem to think about it and very uncomfortable about it. But that's one seed I want to plant. The other one, there's a lot of talk, and I'm a social scientist and not an engineer, about with other disciplines. How many among this wonderful, brilliant group here of colleagues is outside of the engineering world? You talk about other disciplines, but I don't see anything in my own university and in other universities that I'm connected with. So I just wanted to challenge us moving forward. And you, Krishna, this wonderful creative leadership that you have provided since you and I working together to form this beautiful organization called, what was it, 100 or 120 years ago? I can't remember exactly. But those two issues, where is the young generation and where are the other disciplines in our reflection, and what you will do in India and others to invite them to your conference. Thank you very much, Krishna.
Very good point. Okay. Right. Let's hear from others. Everybody is here to speak, not just to observe, okay?
And
Everybody is here.
there is There is a conference
AGK, come in, yeah.
Yeah, there is a conference. I mean, there's certain level of expectation because this is whatever, like Krishna said, it's been in existence for 14 years or something like that, right? So if you're fundamentally changing we need to keep the existing customers in mind. We always say that, right? And also add new customers. So we just need to make sure that the attendance that we've been getting over the years and to see how we can amplify similar audiences while we also factor the new people. That's what I would say. As we are planning for these conferences, we need to look at the repeat participation and how do we amplify it. Yeah.
Yeah, jump in, people. I'm not going to prod you. You're here, part of the committee. Raise your hand, unmute yourself, talk.
Krishna, I'd like to amplify what Hans said.
Yeah.
A lot of parents are coming and asking me for career advice for their kids. We are at a stage where giving career advice that is very clear is becoming extremely difficult. So yes, we need to invite students who have been in college for a couple of years or more, students who are recent graduates, people who are potential employers, and bring them into the discussion and see what exactly are they looking for. If I go by what Elon Musk said a couple of days ago, all of us have to stop working. Government will give us money to live our lives the way we want to. I mean, what a bunch of baloney that this is. And this is the world's richest person getting getting a microphone and publicizing messages like this.
Okay, I'll put people on the spot then if you don't speak up. Prakash, your turn.
Yes, sir. One of my suggestion is because we want to cater to larger audience, can we change that engineering to evolving education? I know we already have a flagship conference with ICTIEE. Keeping the abbreviation the same, can we do it? Second is, can we have bolder themes in our panel discussions and the workshops? Like one workshop on rethinking the complete pedagogy using AI. Like why not visualize sculpts with AI? Flipped classroom with AI, like how do they look like? And I think we can definitely get a lot of expertise in those and give a complete facade of what will those workshops with AI is going to look like. What is that disruption bringing? And I do know few experts who have actually ventured complete. I mean, yes, a lot of things will change, but what will stay and what can be, and a lot more bolder panel discussions.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Jayan?
Yeah, thank you, Krishna. Just as we are looking at what do the students need, the suggestion that Hans made, we also need to think about the industry, the employers. What are they, because they are going through an impact of AI in their work. And so what they need from their new engineers coming in, what is it that they're looking for differently? If we continue to assume that they need what they needed for the past 20 years that we've been working on this, I think we're going to not be matched with what they need as well. So I think this whole idea, I'd not thought of it before, but expanding it with the students and maybe with industry to try to understand what are people looking at as their needs and their expectations. Maybe that will give us a better focus on where do we want to go. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, not so much in the theme as such, but one of the things which I see is there are disciplines like chemical engineering, material science, nuclear engineering, which I see, there would be demand for such disciplines in future. And I'm just specifically talking about India. I think most of the engineering colleges have stopped teaching anything, even in this discipline. So I just want to, sort of through the conference, at least put that thought somewhere, either through, invited speaker or someone else, that it's going to be multidisciplinary in future, which a lot of people have talked about. And I think those three disciplines are equally important. We just can't just keep talking about AI and CS and so on and so forth. So that's what I think. Thanks.
Okay, let's go to Keith and then Prakash again. Yeah, Keith.
Yeah. So basically, I teach first year of engineering. So basically, I'm the foot soldier here. I know what is really happening on the ground. So what I see is my experience that our students are they're pretty much ready with AI. I mean, they're absolutely adopting AI. Right, left, center, everywhere. The lack, the preparation is lacking on the part of the teacher. So that means the teacher is not able to cope up with what is changing and what is evolving over the period of time. And this has created a disconnect. So we are following still the old traditional methods of pedagogy, teaching, learning processes, where students want to be challenged. There is different ways of identifying the aspects and the problems that are there. But I think there needs some kind of a guidance for teachers on how to navigate this particular ship to be, together with the students. Because I have seen students referring just before the exam, all of their laptops are having ChatGPT open. They're asking ChatGPT for answer. They're not asking, their lecturer or teacher. So, it's like teachers are on the verge of extinction, is what I feel. But I think with strong foundational knowledge, I think we can overcome this particular challenge. I think the teacher has to explore more in terms of, if I have to give an example, my students, I recently completed a test, and my students are extremely scared of solving problems. When I tell them that when you graduate from the college, you need to solve problems. You cannot skip problems. It has to be problems. So how can we educate teachers to give problems that are very relevant and challenging for the students and equally make it enjoyable? So let the problem be solved with the help of AI. So something like this is missing, and I think that is something need to be addressed in this conference. Thank you.
Okay, so we go to Prakash again.
Yes, something which we should really do is half of the courses don't look like the way they were anymore. Especially, let's say in computer science, software engineering isn't the same, programming isn't the same. Can we make a call for all the directors or vice chancellors or vice principals to come and propose how many courses they are changing and what they want to bring it into their next board of studies? Like, what is the change which they want to do? And maybe that discussion among the directors might spark a lot of new things which can go as well. And because it is mandatory for the conference, they will think that, okay, this is something which is happening on a global scale and they need to revise the syllabus because they don't look the same anymore.
Okay, so we have two, one vice president, one vice chancellor. Let's ask them that question. Sathi Anand Sridharan from Kalpalingam is here. Hi, Sathi. And then Amit Latigara from RK University. Tell us what are your thoughts on what's happening? You missed part of the conversation, but I think you get the trend, right? In the last few comments. So tell us, what is your thoughts about the theme for this conference? That's what we're trying to work on, but in the process, we're discussing all kinds of things about AI and the students and teaching and learning pedagogy. So go ahead.
Hello, Dr. Krishna. So I think I will agree with Keith here, in the sense that, students in terms of using AI are definitely miles ahead in terms of faculty adopting AI, in terms of their pedagogy, in terms of the AI content, as well as AI assessment. So, definitely, we always say, I go by your mantra where it's saying, let us start small, let someone do, and then obviously, we can always expand it further on. So having case studies of faculty who have kind of imbibed AI in every aspect, right from course development, syllabus developmental assessment, in every aspect, if we are able to demonstrate that during the conference, and as well as future plans, what others have, that would definitely be the very learning experience. Learning by seeing is always what I believe. Seeing that way would definitely work. And I'm sure with our consortium member institutions, few of them would have already initiated this. There would definitely be a few stars in each institutions who can be showcased, and they could be a good platform for others to learn from.
So you're saying that let's focus on somehow merging AI with teaching and learning pedagogy.
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Unless we have strong pedagogy, AI will not be relevant, and vice versa. Teaching learning pedagogy will not be relevant unless we use AI along with it today. Okay, that's Amit, Vice Chancellor, and we'll go to Keith again. Yeah, Amit.
Yeah, sir. The discussion is going on. Like we can't skip the AI. Earlier, we used to use, say, Google for an example for just searching the resources in terms of the available web resources. But nowadays, even in Google, also like we are always first checking the AI search rather than the organic way, whatever the information is available. What I want to make a point here is what we did is an experiment in last semester. We changed the open book examination system where we are allowing them to use the AI tool. For an example, they can use the chat GPT to solve the problems, for an example, in computer science. But as they are giving the exact answers right away, what we are doing is we are asking them to customize it in front of faculties only. So it's a like of a very short conversation between faculty and students in terms of customization. So here, what outcome we received here is students are enjoying. The reason is ultimately, even if we don't allowing them to use AI, then in backend somewhere somehow they are using the AI. Rather, we are asking them to use AI. So here now they are enjoying the education part, and particularly in assessment also we are asking them to use AI as a part of open book examination. So in this way, somewhere we need to think about something like reimagining the education 2.0, something like this. And in this way, we can engage the all participants in our conference, in my opinion.
I think one of the probably the most powerful part was what Hans mentioned is the ability of not having all the people in this room who need to be here. Okay, we don't have the non-engineers here, we don't have the students here, and they are the stakeholders in this whole conversation of how we blend AI and good teaching and learning pedagogy. And so we probably should try to focus our program and our conference, whereas it's more of non-engineering people and also students actively involved, not just coming to a student forum and going away, but actually already discussions that we are going to have with respect to teaching and learning pedagogy and how to incorporate that into the future changes that are going to happen. And of course, so that's something I'm getting from a strong foundation of collaboration between teaching and learning pedagogy with AI, and that's very important. But then, building it in a space that incorporates the non-engineering faculty as well as a lot of students in the process. Okay, so Amit, your hand is still up. Are you going to talk, or Hans, are you going to talk, or someone? Yeah. Hans,
Yes, if I may, I just wanted another dimension which has financial implications. And Krishna, you and I have known each other for many years. I work also very closely with Michael Milligan. We have an incredible global community. People are, deeply respectful. They want to get to know India. Of course, there are lots of financial issues of travel, and I face this, we all face this continually, all that. Fortunately, my own university, George Mason, has deep, deep roots in India. But I want to just open our minds. There are other continents. I'm in close touch with many brothers and sisters, serious people in Africa and in Latin America and other parts of Asia, et cetera, the Middle East. I just wanted to plant that seed to think a little bit out of course, some of you are from India. They came to the United States. They've retired. I understand all that. And Krishna and I have had these discussions. But I know brilliant people. And just recently, I get a lot of invitations from people in China and India and Africa and all that. And what I do, I identify the younger generation of leaders in our community, and particularly women from other countries. And the question is, and I don't want to put any pressure on the difficulty financial we all face. I know that because it costs money to travel from Buenos Aires, from Rio de Janeiro, from Lagos in Nigeria and all that. But I just wanted to plant that seed in our thinking. I know, Krishna, you and I know each other very well. You know exactly what I'm saying, but I do want to put this on our agenda. Thank you.
Okay. Vasant, we haven't heard from you, and Suchitra and Shubha.
Hi, so I wanted to say that I am that non-engineer in this group. I come from
Good.
an entirely creative design master's background, but it's not in engineering. But I am working for an engineering company, so I am that person who works with engineers and AI and all these people working on embedded software. But then I make that easily visible to the rest of the world with simple English and arts and that kind of thing. So here, what I wanted to say is more than focusing on this as a 3-day event, it should become like a year-long movement on
Okay.
marketing. That is my specialty. So what I would propose is, apart from the event, we should start focusing on using social media to amplify what we are talking about, have webinars, have students come in, participate with lecturers and other teachers, and have this kind of from different perspectives, have different kinds of discussions, and have these kind of video content that we continuously keep posting on our social media channels, so that there is always continuous momentum across all the stuff that we are doing, the kind of discussions that we are having, so that people will start following us. So it's students and different people as well, from non-engineers.
Excellent point, Suchitra, and I like the way that you say us. That's probably the hope that you will become one of the people that is doing this journey. I like the idea of having a journey rather than a destination at the end of the year. But having this conversation continuously, starting from now itself till January, I think would be very, very beneficial and building the community and moving them forward. And with your background, I'm hoping that maybe after this meeting we can see what ideas you might have in taking that concept forward. Maybe you might have some ideas right now, but let's just ask Vasant and who was the other, Shubha, some comments, and then I like the concept of journey. I start the journey from now itself and along this theme. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vasant, yeah.
Can I go?
Yeah, sure.
So I was thinking we are talking about involving students, but that may be difficult for this group to have some student members becoming team members for this group. So maybe we should have some younger faculty who are just become teachers, like having less than 5 years experience. Maybe they will be in a better position to contribute to. They are kind of on a threshold. They just passed the engineering exams and then have become faculty. So maybe they will be able to give some inputs on how to frame this conference, the theme of the conference.
Yeah, that's our suggestion. So also I'm thinking, Vasant, you and your team does such a fantastic job of getting the project, student projects moving. Maybe some of the students in those teams might be mature enough to start entering this conversation at the higher level. You don't know.
But this time we decided that we will not be discussing anything with the students directly. We are talking with the faculty, right? So our contact right now is only with the faculty.
Yeah, but eventually you'll be working with the students, so maybe some of them will emerge as a potential active involvement. Okay, good. Piyush, you have a hand up, and then Shubha. Shubha, are you ready to talk before Piyush? Unmute yourself, Shubha.
Yeah, so as we can see, AI is going to dominate a large part of the education, but there still will be a couple of areas where we will be, as human beings, will be dominating as compared to AI. So I think
Right.
time has come where we need to find and concentrate on areas where a human being is absolutely mandatory, and try to advocate that and let it be made available and known to people that there cannot be a replacement for humans. So I think time has come, instead of getting scared of AI, to make it more of what is going to be the workhorse for you, and make use of it and to your benefit. So maybe we'll have to work on these aspects. That's my
Absolutely, absolutely. We have to work on helping the human being control AI rather than AI controlling the human being. I noticed Rennie is here from St. Kitts, and Rennie, I'm a little puzzled that nobody else from St. Kitts has joined us. Did I make some mistake? Or was the communication not clear, Rennie? I was hoping a few more people from St. Kitts will join this meeting. The link was out there, right?
Yeah, good evening, sir. Because it is global advisory, so many of them thought that we should meet tomorrow. Today, it's like,
But they have the link, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but it's always good to listen. Look at this outstanding group that is here from all over the
Yes.
world. It's good for the St. Kitts committee to listen to them, right? And get some good ideas rather than say, okay, we're going to have our own meeting and discuss these things all over again. This kind of interaction is what we're hoping this international conference is all about. Okay, so I was hoping to see some more people from St. Kitts join us because they have the link. I don't think that not okay. So Piyush, you have a hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, Krishna, very quickly, to Han's suggestion and what Vasant was saying as a concern, one alternative could be that we can get an alumni from one of the institutes who has just graduated maybe a year ago, who has been working in the industry to be in this group. So this person could bring sort of, the inputs from both directions, and a youngster.
Yeah. Oh, good idea. Good suggestion. Absolutely. So we are, what we're going to be talking about is having these conversations starting now. And as Suchitra pointed out, it's a journey rather than, okay, we'll just get together once in 3 months and then meet at the end in January and have the conference. I think rather than that, these topics that have been discussed today can be an ongoing conversation among ourselves and with the host institution and with other people that we think belong in this group. But I think this group or some part of this group, some people have to lay out a little agenda. Otherwise, we will be all over the place as we move forward. Be part of a small group of people that at the end after this meeting to kind of think our way through what this continuous evolution would be through the rest of the year as we approach the January meeting, rather than just say this advisory meeting and we all go home and maybe some of us will meet again and then finally come to the conference. Suchitra, what are your thoughts on how to make this a journey rather than a destination for a conference?
So what you would start doing is you will start looking at some activities that will start happening across as we are speaking. We will also create platforms where we start promoting all the things that we are doing with a timeline. So for example, 9 months before, we will start creating the core message. What is it that we want to do? Is it like engineering as the catalysts or students as co-creators? Then you will make a list of activities that we want to do. It could be monthly webinars where you might have panel discussions between very different people, like probably an industrialist who teaches and probably a philosopher or a student, and you bring them and they share their experiences. Next month webinar would be how a first year student, engineering student, or a liberal arts or a fine arts student what are their experiences, what kind of, so they can come and speak about it. So we will make these kind of videos, etc. So this will be ongoing activities across all these things. And then probably using AI, how is it that we are doing? Many of us use AI tools already. So we will say that for coding, these are the kind of AI tools, and then there would be co-created solutions between educators and students. So there will be a variety of things, an agenda that we plan 9 months, 3 months, 6 months, etc. We will start doing it. So once we have that kind of thing, we will market it so that you build the momentum towards that event finally.
Right. Let's just, let's build on what Suchitra has just said. Some of you who are young and dynamic might have some ideas here, and old and dynamic like Hans. Come in, Hans.
Just following up on my earlier comment and what we were saying, many of you are still deeply engaged in different universities. Can you think of a social scientist, an artist, or some other discipline that you think, has had experience, but is deeply also engaged with AI issues and others, and that would be open intellectually and emotionally to work with engineers? Because I find among many universities incredible barriers, psychological, cultural, intellectual barriers in terms of the disciplines. I'm just wondering, Krishna, again, you have deep connections with, and all of you, with your own particular universities. I'm thinking also in terms of my own particular universities. I speak with my dear friends in engineering. Do you know this person there? Oh, I've heard of her, but never had any conversation. I just wanted to plant that troublemaking seed. Thank you, Krishna.
Okay, let's go around the room again. Prakash, what are you hearing?
Yes, sir. I've just been thinking over the conversations. Might take 1 or 2 days and maybe get back via email.
Okay, Prakash and Keith, you're the youngest over here and in this faculty type, so maybe we can depend on you. Not most of us here are above certain age. So I think what Suchitra has said is it sounds like a great direction to pursue. Make this a journey rather than I used to see it's always been a journey. For the last 20 years, it has been a journey. And we've been doing things throughout the year. But I think what Suchitra points out is rather than think of this annual conference as just an event where we have some keynotes and a theme, we continue the theme of IUCE, which is the teaching and learning pedagogy blended with the latest technologies in AI, and bringing in the various stakeholders and have more continuous events. And we are some of that is happening already. Like some of our industry experts, Professor Marathe and Piyush, have been working very closely with our students and faculty on a continuous basis. And what they have is a problem-solving competition, which they're working with almost 130 faculty and twice as many subjects. And they're doing it continuously. The conference will just be a culmination of some of the projects that they're working on. So that approach they're taking already in the for the student project. So maybe in the overall theme of AI and teaching and learning pedagogy, you can take a similar approach where we have a continuous progression from now till January, and that will really share the exciting things that we've done through the journey. Bill, how are you doing? Thoughts from you, if you're able to?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I think that the idea of continual things is good. You got to generate the audience,
right?
And connect. You can also follow up. When I think of inviting people from outside, I think there's got to be a hook.
Yeah.
But for us it doesn't work as well when we in engineering invite people in, like, hey, you want to come to our thing? So I don't know if there's another group that you could partner with.
Yeah.
That could do some pulling. And I mean, part of my thought, obviously, is you create experiences.
Yeah.
So creating experiences like the community projects or some of the others need people from different disciplines, and they can become. When Hans when Hans said, "Do we know people from other disciplines?" I know a lot of people, and we work with them because we need them. So finding things that students can work on together where they need the other expertise, and they can rely on each other, and ends up being a win, a win-win. But I do think AI is going to dominate your conference no matter what your theme is.
Right.
Right. Well, and I think acknowledging that, and then it gets the transformations in the pedagogies within AI, I think they actually become more important.
Yeah.
Because I think education's got to change, as somebody else says, or we're going to go out of business. Well, and it's a huge challenge because in industry conversations that we're having, AI can do all the fundamental stuff, but our students need to understand the fundamentals, and that's something that we're all going to be struggling with. And it comes down, I think, to the if all you're doing is lecturing, it's not going to get there. So you've got to think about some of these other pedagogies, how to get students to understand the fundamentals. That's a challenge, and I think an opportunity for people to look at change.
Sounds good. Well, I welcome Anthony Joseph from St. I think the word has got out there. The St. people are welcome to come to this meeting. You guys are the hosts, Renee and Anthony. You're hosting this conference.
I am here. Hi.
You should be here. You should be and meet these wonderful people from around the world who are giving us some good advice on how to run the conference, right? So that should be important for you, right? Anyway, I'm glad at least you joined for a few minutes, and maybe tomorrow when we meet separately, we will summarize what we talked about today and take it forward. Okay, we have about 7 minutes left. Quick 15-second comments from individuals, particularly in terms of possible speakers that we should invite. So we should plan ahead of time to invite people from various places. Any suggestions you have based on what we've talked about today? Does any name come to your mind which would fit into the themes that we have been talking about today? So just quickly go around very quickly. 15 seconds. Anil, any thoughts from you?
Yeah, well, thank you. I think, see, AI, we used to control AI, so to speak, many years ago. Now AI is our partner, I would say,
right.
because the students committed. And in a few years, AI is going to dominate us, whether we like it or not. And so we cannot avoid the 900-pound gorilla that is, walking around us.
We can't avoid that. That's why we are looking for people. Okay, name. Okay, so Raju, any suggestions for name?
Yeah, I think, industry university partnerships.
Yeah.
With the infusion of, AI, how it is impacting.
Somebody from industry using AI.
I mean, small scale to medium to, large scale, how it is applied.
Okay.
And also,
Well, I think AI obviously is so fundamentally important, but I go back in terms of, can you identify 5 individuals from different countries? For example, we don't talk, I know there are social political realities with China, but look at all the AI work that's going on in China, for example. And think about, as I mentioned, Latin America, Africa, other parts of the world to join. There are financial issues, I know, but just think about that.
Okay, let's try to find 4 or 5 people from different countries in this area. Sasi, thoughts on whom to invite?
Yes, I think recent graduates who are right now in the industry, but who have graduated in the past 2-3 years, and see what they could have learned in terms of AI when they were in the institution.
So we'll depend on people like you, heads of institutions, to give us some suggestions. Michael, 15 seconds.
No, Krishna, I already made my comments, but thanks.
Okay, thanks. Prakash?
Yes, I look for more of industry practitioners as well. Someone who can throw in the right light of where exactly to invest.
Industry people, okay. Subha?
Yeah, Krishna, can I add something? I don't know if you're going to call out names. Sorry. Along this line, one quick comment, right? There are industry leaders who are letting go thousands of people, or there are industry leaders who lost their job after working for 25 years. We should invite them to talk about why they did that or what happened to them.
Okay. Keep in mind that all of us are welcome to send names, okay, not just general suggestions, okay? Yeah, Shubha, come in. Suchitra, 15 seconds.
I will send some, I made some notes so that I will share with you, but right now I don't have actual names.
Fantastic. But yeah, that's right. That's the whole idea. I'll follow up if it was one of you with some suggestions and so on. Shubha, Vasant, Jayan, anyone? 15 seconds, Piyush.
Krishna, I don't have the name, but I would love to see somebody, and I've been reading some research publications, the real power of AI combined with sustainability is enabling countries like Cambodia and Thailand to identify the poverty level at the house level. I think, to me, that's the power. And if you can invite somebody, and I'll figure out whom to from research papers, I think that person can really bring out, beyond teaching pedagogy, what is the real power of this.
Yeah, great. Keith, Amit?
Yeah, I think we need to get somebody who is practicing AI rather than just preaching about it. It should be practiced. I mean, one example I can give you is there is census that is going on in India right now. You see the scale of the census. We are censusing almost, 1.4 billion people, and AI has been used extensively in this process. So somebody from the government who can give us an idea on what has happened in this particular sector.
Great idea. Things happening around in society using AI. Jayan?
Yeah, thank you, Krishna. We talked about bringing people in from many other countries around the world. We'll have to think about how do we pay for them, for the financials, because our financials are pretty tight, or figure out how to make this conference where we can have online and offline at the same time. We tried that before and we had trouble. But we have to think about that before we start inviting people and they accept, and then we say, oh, well, but we can't finance your trip. That would be very embarrassing. So
yeah, that's a good point. I think the reason we have avoided online in the past, but for these is kind of a slippery slope. Once we do that, then everybody will want to go online, and so we have to be careful. But maybe it's time to revisit that, Keith, and think about whether we can have limited online sessions and see if that makes sense. So anyway. Final comments, anybody? 1 minute left. I'm a stickler for starting on time, ending on time, so everybody knows that. 1 minute, anybody wants to just jump in?
So we can have researchers who are doing research in this area. I know someone in Microsoft. She's in Bangalore. We can have her also, like someone working in Microsoft in this area.
Fantastic. So
Also, we can.
Aren't you glad that you came to listen to everybody? Right?
Also, sir, we can have alumni students who have gone abroad for higher studies in AI in this area, and we can invite them also.
Fantastic. Okay. All right. It is time up. So unless anybody has any last minute comments, I want to thank you all. Fantastic session. Excellent ideas and discussions. Obviously, this has been recorded, so I kind of try to digest from the recording.
And the AI will digest for you.
That is correct. That is correct. But I would like to actually listen to it myself and use my brain to digest it a little bit better, and then use AI. So I think it'll work. Okay, thanks everybody for taking the time for 1 hour from valuable time, joining us, and hopefully we'll see most of you in January. But otherwise, at least ongoing events we will have, and keep in touch with you. Take care. Good night and good morning.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye.